it's going to be for whatever your disguise is.
How good of a disguise is it?
And
I'll use a left hand for that.
okay, so they have to beat an 18 to tell that you are not Captain Zardoz. So it takes probably a good 30 minutes for them to row the mile, and luckily the currents and the breeze or the wind is with you. And you get over to the Eyecatcher, and there's a post at the back end of this rowboat that has a lantern on it and a bell. And he's ringing the guy that's rowing is ringing the bell, and you can see a number of deckhands up on the Eyecatcher looking over and seeing that the rowboat is coming, and they drop down a rope ladder, and you guys climb up onto the deck of the Eyecatcher. And an individual dressed in all black leather armor comes over, and you can see that he has 2 rapiers on one side and a wicked-looking dagger on the other. And he says, "All right, welcome aboard. You must be the party that Captain Zardoz has been expecting."
No, we're just some pirates.
And Teleport takes this opportunity to take his hat off with a flourish and practice his Captain Zord
He says, "Well,"
mannerisms.
he looks at you and says, "Oh, hi, Captain. I didn't realize that you were already with the party."
No harm done.
Okay.
Just show us to my quarters and the dinner table and stuff.
As he's heading back to the, he's leading you back towards the aft castle to go down under decks, and another crew member comes over and whispers in his ear and says, "Wait a minute, you're not actually Captain Zardoz. I've just been informed that Zardoz is below deck."
Ah, you got me. It was all just in good fun. A happy jest. I thought perhaps the captain might enjoy it.
We are indeed the party you've been waiting for.
He kind of laughs and says, "That's a pretty good trick. You might want to try that one out on the captain."
That was exactly my intention, my good man.
And he whispers back to the guy that whispered in his ear, and he says, "Really now? He's expecting guests." The guy screws up, turns around, walks off. And he says, "Well, come downstairs. He's expecting you." And he leads you into the aft castle and below decks. And you pass by, you walk through, he leads you down the second level. So you're 2 decks below. And he leads you through this very narrow hallway that's maybe 10 feet wide. And on the left-hand side, you see a very ornate door. And it is clearly written, carved into the door in ornate, flourishing letters. It says, Captain Zardoz. Instead, he knocks twice on the door opposite that cabin and opens the door.
Sorry, taking notes.
Well, as good party-going guests, we follow along. We just noticed that and filed it away. He apparently doesn't want to meet us in his
Teleport
quarters.
pushes and pushes quite rudely to be first in the door. Wants to make an entrance, but
He opens the door
forgot how big he was.
and leads you into a guest cabin. It's a richly appointed cabin Contains a large bed, a wood chest, a freestanding mirror, and a dresser with an ornate lyre atop it. There are empty wine bottles that roll back and forth across the floor.
Oh.
The wine bottles are labeled. They are labeled as one-eyed jacks. Laying in the bed is Zardoz Zord, an Omnian female and a Molorandi female are laying in the bed, covered up to their chest, and Zardoz has like a sheer silk robe on, and he's just kind of propped up on the pillow, and he says, "Oh, are you early? Oh, no, I must be late." Ha ha! And he, standing in the corner in an alcove, you see a Nimblewright just standing there. And he looks at the Nimblewright and he says, "My God, man, are you hourly?" And he says, I'm not being insulting. That's the name of my 3 Nimblewrights. There's hourly, quarterly, and earnings. Hourly.
Telfar steps into the room and sweeps off his hat and does his best Zorn impersonation and says, "Hello, ladies."
He says, "My heavens, perhaps you should join the Sea Maidens Fair." Says, "Well, this is a bit embarrassing, isn't it?" And one of the Molorandi woman stands up, and she is wearing a sheer negligee, and she reaches over and grabs a belt and a pair of leather trousers, and the belt has a wicked-looking scimitar on it. And the other woman gets up, and she goes over and picks up the lyre and starts strumming it. And Zardoz gets up and he says, "Well, hourly, lead our guests into the dining hall, and I shall join you shortly. Allow me to freshen up and get dressed," as they say. And the Nimblewright leads you into the very back of the ship, where there is a large, he opens up these double doors, and there is a large dining hall with a grand table, and there's already a feast laid out on it. And as you sit, the Nimblewright goes and picks up a bottle of wine, of One-Eyed Jack's wine, pulls the cork out. He's got a corkscrew on one of his fingers, and he just screws it in and pulls the cork out, and then comes around and serves each of you wine in silver goblets. And this, everybody make a perception check. Having one of those dice days.
My juju ritual did not work.
Sorry, it was probably because I was wearing 2 masks.
Yeah, that's true.
21.
2 masks and you're happy to
Nice.
roll.
Shemesh, what you get?
Can't get
What?
through 16.
Nice.
I got 18.
18? Okay. Thick.
Not 20.
Nice.
Okay.
So, Thrick, you're not 20. You, looking at all of the cutlery and the serving platters, you notice delicately so like on the cutlery, they are edged with a filigree. And when you look closely, you can determine that filigree is actually very tiny engravings of spider webs. Anybody who got over 15, you notice that there are tiny, on these goblets, these silver goblets that you're drinking from, there are tiny red rubies around the top, and they all have a small spider web pattern that is engraved around each ruby. And after a few moments, Zardoz comes in and sits down at the head of the table, and the Nimblewright hourly comes over and pours some wine in his chalice, and he says, "Well, here's to you, and thank you for coming aboard the Eyecatcher. and joining me for a meal this evening.
Well, you
Yes,
are
thank
very-
you all for coming aboard the Eyecatcher and joining me for a meal this evening.
Very kind of both of you captains to invite us.
It says,
I'm kind of interested in rolling insight to see, like, is he amused or is this irritating?
go ahead and roll an insight.
All right.
Performance.
Or yeah, go ahead and make a performance check.
Ooh, that's better. I don't have much in performance, but I have more than I do in insight.
Okay. He is impressed, and he raises a glass to you and he says, "Should you take me up on my offer, I'll show you that I can do something that you cannot."
If you come with Drow,
Nice.
Well, Telfar's gonna take off his mask of disguise and, you know, take a couple of bows and, you know, just kind of accept that as his final praise.
Okay.
Look,
So
it was me, Telfar Thornfoot, the whole time!
Hourly comes and serves everybody this feast, and there it is a roasted deep rothe. Does anybody speak Undercommon?
Hang on, let me flip my- well, I should have them.
you
Yes, I do.
So both of you go ahead and roll a history check. And this deep rothe is served with a medley of different types of fungus, different mushrooms, and different. One type of fungus is actually a roasted fungus. There's just a ton of this, different types. What did you get on your history?
7. So I remember that funguses have existed throughout.
Yes, yeah.
I got a soft one.
Soft 20. You recognize that deep rothe is a type of cattle that is raised in the Underdark by Duergar and
Drow.
Drow, some Snurfneblin.
Yeah, this whole thing is just screaming loft in the dark. Loaf, whatever.
Well, this is a lot of effort gone through for something
Yeah,
that not
he's really selling it. This is not even keeping it on the download.
Yeah.
But the food is
Good
delicious.
God.
And Zardoz, once you finish dinner, Zardoz makes sure that your wine goblets are refreshed, and he says, "Now for the reason that I invited you to the Eyecatcher.
How may we help?
Well, it's not that. How can we help each other?"
Oh, even better.
He says, "I have come into the ownership of some information and about a location that is just laden with riches. Now, I remind myself, I am not the adventurer that you are.
Totally not.
And so I propose that I give the information, and I'm only seeking one particular treasure. The rest, you can, as much as you can carry out. And I'll ferry us to the location, and you go and you loot it up. It's completely safe."
Completely safe.
Well,
Let me get it. So we're not responsible for injury or death.
Oh, heavens, of course.
just sign this document that releases me from life.
Yeah. I asked him where he got the silverware from, where he got it made.
As
So
you're looking-
finally made.
Oh, that is something that I obtained while performing for one of the matron mothers in Menzo Baranza.
My goodness, you've met Drow?
Oh, yes, many.
What's the Underdark like?
It's very dark.
Very dark.
And it's under.
Telvar fiddles with his goggles and adjusts the outsides and kind of looks around.
Says it's very dark and it's not very friendly. I don't believe you would like it.
I don't think I would like it there either.
It'd be very important for research.
How long do you expect this to take, sir? We are committed at this point to complete a quest down the yawning portal.
Oh, I'm fully aware you've been doing excursions into Undermountain. You are much to be commended.
Did you know there's a big wizard down there who wants to bring the whole plains to non-existence? You wouldn't believe the things he does.
Oh,
have to save the world.
I've heard many things going on in Undermountain, none of it good. You're quite brave to be going down there. Oh, this is a trifle matter. It shouldn't take long. The Eyecatcher is a fast ship, and it's only 200 miles off the coast.
Only 200 miles.
Take about a day to get there.
Roughly, day and a half. And he says, and then beyond that, I have crew members and equipment that would allow you to go below the water and seek out the treasure that I know of.
How do you read
Underwater?
He reaches over and he opens up a closet. And in this closet, you see what looks like a heavy leather armor with gauntlets that are ribbed. They have the cuffs on this armor it's full sleeve, and there's like a riveted iron cuff at the end that is then has screws on it, and gloves can actually fit on and tighten around it. And it has a large bowl-shaped helmet with a little cage in front that you can open up. And he says, I have a series of these suits. They are a pressure suit of Lantanese origin that would allow you to go to the ocean's depths to get to where you need to be.
Do any of our party have the ability to commune with their god via augury or something like that to find out if this is a decent prospect for us to save the realms, or is this just a wild goose chase and we should get back to saving the planet?
I can make an insight check.
I got a lucky coin.
Well, the other
I have a
option
command
is-
staff.
That's Telfar's guy,
Well-
you know.
No, I think that our current quest line is of extreme importance, but it is bound to be extremely difficult.
Can I make
What
it?
type of
Says, I am seeking a very specific item. And that's the only thing that I want from this treasure
What is it?
It is a pearl of Kraken summit.
Oh, so
I think I wanna
okay.
keep that.
Why don't?
What?
Yeah, we're
Not
totally keeping
giving
that.
that to
We're not giving that to you.
Wait a minute here, Zorn. You're telling me that you want us to take these fancy suits down to the bottom of the freaking ocean
Oh, better
to
than that.
search for a pearl that summons magical sea beasts?
Well, it's not
And
for
you're not
me.
gonna make us pay.
It's not for me.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
It is a gift.
Who is it that wishes to summon Kraken?
Oh, I don't know that they would want to summon Kraken. It is simply a gift. You won't just be thrown overboard off of the ship in these pressure suits. This is all very complicated. Why don't you come with me to my cabin? I need to show you this. And he gets up and he opens the dining doors and he goes down and he unlocks his cabin door and opens it up and he looks at all of you and says, please Join me in my cabin.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay.
Zolgar brings his
He
very
goes
large
in
goblet.
and he reaches down and he flips over a rug that's on the floor.
There's a trap door.
And
water
he
starts to come
stomps 3 times and a door goes choom and opens up. And he lifts it up and you look down and there is a metal tube that goes below this trap door and a steel ladder. And at the bottom there is a hatch with a big wheel on top of it. And he climbs down and he grabs this wheel and he turns the wheel and he opens up a pressure hatch and climbs further down inside and out of view. And you can hear him from below. You can come on down. It's perfectly all right.
Perfectly
In
safe.
my party suit, I'll go ahead and go. Sure.
Okay. Who's going to follow Aaron?
Oh, Telfar's in there. He's doing
Okay.
a little backflip and
Can we fit in there?
Yeah.
Can I make
Well,
a,
one at a time.
Oh, yeah, okay, then sure.
can I make a religion check to see if this will go towards our goal? Like, ask my god.
Sure.
Our left front polar bear was probably.
I would. It's undoubtedly true that we need to be more powerful to finish. So it could simply be that this would be a chance for us to gain power.
Do you have anything like, not necessarily
A
scrying,
sacrifice? Oh,
Augury is
yeah, do you have that? Well, I mean, as a cleric, you should. I don't even know what level that is up.
it used to be.
I mean,
Do you ever
all I
need
get
these
is-
spell components?
I just have divine intervention.
oh yeah, you're.
Well, as a cleric, don't forget, you have access to your entire library. You're not like
Yeah.
a wizard.
Prepare spells, what are those?
Second
Yeah, it's
level.
second level divination.
Yep.
No.
It's frequently, augury is frequently used to say, is this following action going to help us or hurt us? Or will this help us? And you get yes or no answers.
So you get, the answer will be a type of omen. Wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad, or nothing for results that are that aren't especially good or bad.
Neutral.
Yeah.
Considering the need for us to become more powerful in order to complete our ultimate quest, is it wise for us to do as Zardoz suggests and assist him?
Are we gonna fight a kraken?
I don't know.
I mean, that's up to us to decide.
Right. Yeah, that's entirely up to you guys.
Don't worry, guys. We just have.
Yeah, if you want to cast augury, you could.
I don't have this.
You what?
I don't have it. You can select like 2 spells a level to like add to your list. You don't get.
But you're a cleric.
Yeah.
You have access to your entire repertoire. You could wake up tomorrow morning and have completely different spells than you have now.
I gain access to all of these spells. I don't gain access to every spell.
Yes, every spell is a cleric.
Really?
Every day you basically. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Alright, what spells do I want to pray for today?
Right.
Then why did it say you can just add 2 spells per level or whatever?
For
No, I think that's how many spells you can have basically prepared.
right. So I mean, yeah, if you want to cast augury, so that's the best thing about divine casters is that they can change their spells every day.
You'd be like, alright, today I'm a healer, tomorrow I'm gonna wreck some people's
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
while also being a healer.
Alright, then I'll cast
Okay. So
And it's a ritual.
you
So you don't even have to have it
Oh
prepared.
yes.
you cast the bones of basically the deep rothe that you were eating. You carved some symbols into them and cast the bones on the dining room table. And the result that you get is both weal and woe.
Huh.
Well,
So we'll get some good
That's
loot,
not what
but
we
then we'll have to
expected.
fight something
Both good or
bad.
bad.
Guys, he's gonna let us go on an adventure at the bottom of the ocean for free.
How's that a good thing?
He's not even gonna charge us anything for the fantastic experience of going down to the bottom of the ocean. How are you guys not more stoked about this?
How are you stoked?
Well,
Yeah.
he's a halfling with the wanderlust, and this sounds like just the most amazing damn thing he's ever heard.
Yeah, but he wants us to get something that sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah, we'll get whatever he wants. He's letting us take the suits. Oh my god, we're gonna go. Are
You
kidding
climb
me?
down to the bottom of this shaft.
Yep.
And
I'm with you.
there is a brass plaque above a pressure door. And the door's open. The brass plaque above this door says, "The Scarlet Marpanoth."
Scarlet Marganoth. Are we in a summer?
Marpanoth is the 10th month of the calendar of Harpeth.
The Red October. You're so silly. You're so silly, Chris.
I didn't do that. It's the other Chris that did that.
Oh,
Perkins.
Oh, Perkins.
Oh, damn you, Perkins.
That's just cheesy as hell.
And when you poke your head out to the right, you see a pressure door that says, in both Gnomish and Common, it says engine room. And to the left, that's to the right, to the left, you see a long hallway. And at the end of this long hallway, you can see a faint light.
So this is not a normal ship.
We're underwater right now.
Well, Zardoz, Thrick has asked the gods if this would interfere with our ability to pursue our main quest, and apparently it doesn't directly interfere, so sign me up for this, sir.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
At any point during Telfar's travels through this boat, has he seen any scraps of paper that look like they might have recently been folded into paper cranes, laying around in Zorn's bedroom or
No.
whatever?
Now,
Nope. Didn't see anything like that.
No. You get to the end of this long hallway, and there are four other pressure doors, bulkheads off of the sides of this hallway. But at the very end, you step out into a large area, and you are on a platform that below you, you see that there are 3 gnomes. And one of the gnomes is sitting in a large rolled leather chair with a brass back. And there are levers and dials and gauges all in front of it. And behind him, there are 2 other gnomes that are standing, and they're standing in front of control panels that have levers and dials and gauges. And there are 2 chairs that are sitting, and the first most notable feature is that both the upper and lower deck, there are 2 large glass half globes that you are looking at, and you are underwater.
Zardoz, this is amazing.
Spinning one of the chairs around, you do not see Zardoz. You see a drow wearing a large floppy hat with a bright feather sticking out of it and an eye patch with a gem in it. Sitting before you is Jarl Axel Banrick. He says, "Oh, my apologies for the deception. Welcome aboard the Scarlet Marpanoth."
I don't think they believed me. I don't think they believed me the whole time, but I knew it was you.
Oh, Telfar,
I
you
will-
are a character.
I believe
Says,
everyone knew it was you.
as I was stating, I have equipment that can get us down below. And he says, "Here, follow me." And he leads you down a ladder and takes you back a short distance into a large room Yet another could be doubles as a galley and a meeting area with a large table. And he takes a map and he throws it out on the table. And this map is a topographical map of the sea floor of a particular area. Everybody make a perception check.
Is this the map that was stolen?
I see now.
Are you going to ask him that?
I'm going
We heard
to.
reports that a map exactly like this was stolen just the other day.
Oh, stolen is such a strong word.
It's subjective, you know? I mean,
Yes.
perhaps it's just borrowed. It's probably just
Removed from
borrowed.
the proper
I was only borrowing it. And besides, it's not like that Map Makers Guild is going to do anything with it. I actually have a real need here.
I have to say, if they didn't bother to make a copy of it, they're fools beyond belief.
Who's this pearl given
Right?
for?
Maybe it's for Laryl Silverhand as a gift. As a,
Right.
right. As a peace offering.
It's a pearl of Kraken summon.
Is it one inch or
It's for scroll.
limited?
As far as
It
Wolverine.
doesn't
I don't know.
It's
It's
a
so that she
freaking
can summon
kraken.
krakens in the bay to help
could-
defend against the pirates.
You could destroy a city with it one time. Just, oh, come on.
I
kraken.
plan to give it to Laryl Silverhand,
Yay!
and I'm hoping, with your backing, of course, that she will agree to admit
Someone else.
Luskin into the Lord's Alliance.
Someday a kraken is too much power for Westeros. That's why we should steal it.
Telfar leans in on his little hand like this and just, oh, she's so nice. She's so pretty. I think she'd like it.
Have very big brains.
You know, the world that we live in, one person has the power of wish, and that one person, there's actually like 100 people in our world that can cast wish. So I think a pearl of kraken summoning is just one of those things, kind of like a hurricane hits Florida. Shit happens.
We can just say we had nothing to do with
If
it.
a Kraken hits Baldur's Gate, does anybody really care?
Look, I'm just saying, what kind of reputation would we have if we were the ones that brought back the Kraken Pearl? We're the Kraken Pearl fighters!
We would be feared
It
from
might-
cities
what
that
if
would destroy it. We probably already could if we wanted to anyway.
It might benefit us if word of our assistance in this endeavor wasn't spread too widely. In case the Kraken actually does cause some unintended, of course, damage,
Oh,
I
of
really
course.
wouldn't want the Troll Skull Manor to be forfeit just because our name was
Of
associated
course.
with that.
Yeah, think nothing of it. I
think our
am at the
friend here knows a
highest
little
level of
something
discretion.
I think he knows
I'm
something
sure.
about anonymity. Yeah.
Well, just want to know that he will employ his skills in anonymity to this particular task here. That would be nice.
Oh, yes, yes. You can expect only the highest in discretion.
Yes. Now, Narute, there are probably pearls of Kraken summoning just falling out of leaders' pockets everywhere.
No.
Or the equivalent power.
No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, luck blades. You know, you get 3
No.
wishes with a luck blade.
Telfar's
You
already
get-
over there poking at the suits, looking inside the helmets.
The
Like,
deal
"Ooh."
is, we're trying to save the entire realm, and
We're
Yeah,
this
not
is
looking
going.
for
somebody
John
like
Rex
Kraken.
and
The first thing,
David.
if you're poking around in the suits, the first thing that you find is one that's just a little bit bigger, but when you find it, it's a little bit bigger than what you would normally wear. And Jarlax looks over your shoulder and says, "Oh, don't worry, Telfar. We can make adjustments. It'll fit." Your guess, looking at it, is that it is fit for a gnome.
I have a question for you. How does Vicky the Glider feel about being so far below sea level?
And
Vicky the glider lives for flying, wants to be as high as possible. I'm just wondering how my weird little flying elemental is.
Like the...
How does
Doesn't
he
seem
feel?
to bother Vicky the glider at all.
What's your twinga thing?
He's like a wind spirit.
Oh, is that Vicky the glider?
Vicky
Is
the
your
glider.
twinga?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the Twingas.
Yeah, I mean, right now the Twinga is, I mean, it has its home living in your amulet.
Right.
So it's okay.
Cool. As long as it feels comfortable.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think we're gonna fight a Kraken.
I'm going to take a quick break.
I'm
You
about
guys can
90%.
General Axel tells you, he says, please, discuss amongst yourselves. I understand this is a big decision, but I can tell you there is merely no danger involved.
No
It is
danger.
completely safe.
Can I do a detect BS roll?
You don't need
Yes, roll.
Make an insight
You
check.
don't even need to. There is no such thing. He's telling
Can
you.
I also detect BS?
He's just telling you flat
And I
out.
can detect BS.
Yeah.
Does a 25 make it?
No. You detect that he may be full of crap.
It's completely safe. No, it
Okay,
isn't.
so if there is trouble down there,
Alright guys, this is
you know
completely
what I'm gonna
safe.
do? I'm going to, when we come back up with the thing, I'm going to use the command staff and make him give us the plural.
But this is completely safe.
You shouldn't do that. He's like, he's really high level.
Yeah, but
What
you
if
really
we
would
just
rather
level-
fight him or a Kraken?
No,
Empty the Kraken.
He's really highest level, and he's friends. Well, that would make me sad, but
The
you know.
pearl
We can
of
loot it
Kraken
after.
summoning is less risky than
I don't
the
think Chris
staff
would let
that
us
this
do
guy's
that.
got. That
I'm
is
just saying,
way
like,
more
it's,
risky
you know.
than the pearl.
I know. But
I think he'd be a
Of
difficult
problems that
NPC
come
to
up.
kill, is what I'm trying to say. Like,
once we have the, if we
You
do
just have
get
to
the pearl,
teleport
if we do get the pearl, him and I.
he's got all kinds of things at his command. Every piece of like clothing
You'll
and
be mad at
jewelry
us.
and accessory.
We're gonna have
Yeah, it
a
has like a
Kraken
magical
summoning
value
and
to it.
control.
He has like 5 rings of.
Yeah, so
As soon
let's
as we
keep
find
going.
it, let's
There's
just use
something.
it.
I don't
And then
know.
we
It
can give him the
changes per
pearl.
campaign, but
And you go, by the way, you
Jarlax
might
is
want to
epic.
start
I love it.
rowing your ship out of the harbor.
By the way, there's a Kraken in these waters now.
Wouldn't know why, but just...
I don't know why, but it just kind of appeared there.
This pearl is defective.
You should give it to us. We can sell it totally, and like we'll sell it and totally give you some of the money. And we're not lying about it. Broken. Totally not. Fully broken.
Fully lit.
Fully broken.
I didn't realize I had 20 spells I could prepare. I have 28 I could prepare. That's why I just never bothered to take them, I guess.
So stupid.
What else do I want?
Yeah,
I have 28 spells. How am I gonna just know what to do every day when I have
Kill us.
90% of the
we have a command staff and a rocket.
It only summons. It doesn't control.
No, but then that's what.
The command
I can
staff
control
for.
water.
That only works on people, doesn't it?
There's no limit to this distance.
It says control other people.
Let's see.
If it has the intelligence to understand stuff, it should.
5 foot control this, 5 foot cube of
What
water.
was it? It was a staff.
I
command.
think it's
Right now, it's polymorph into a Kraken.
Oh, rod of rulership. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah,
Are you
creatures.
talking about the little
Creature.
cantrip or spell?
Creatures.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
that
he-
thing.
Hang on,
They
hang
have
on.
to
hang on.
succeed
I
on
thought you were talking about
DC
little cantrips,
15
keeping like
wisdom
great
save.
fountains and stuff.
Yeah, Kraken's nah. Hang on.
Let me see what the wisdom of a kraken is.
Let me. I got it.
Yeah, he has that. Let him know.
Alright,
You used to look it up though.
that's fine. Oh yeah, not good.
Is wisdom bad?
Six.
Plus 11? Oh my.
That is 100
It's
feet
wisdom
on this
save
side.
plus 11.
Yeah.
100 by 100. Can I just like
So
suffocate
maybe
the
if I get a
Kraken?
nat 20,
I roll one.
Can I just like make a cube of hot water around
You just
the
have to
Kraken?
live. You could keep doing it every day.
What?
So you just have to get
Heart
the
water?
kraken within 120
Yeah.
feet, use it, and then when it passes, and you
Krakens You're not water.
Oh, Krakens speak. They can speak common and awful.
And they can basically say, you are dead, sucker. Look at that, look at that intelligence and strength.
Part water.
Look at the intelligence is 22. The strength
That
is
just make it kind of like.
Well, that's it.
+4.
One time I accidentally made a barbarian and just all the strength.
Amphibious, so I could just
He
suffocate
ended up with strength.
without water.
You don't get what amphibious.
Yeah, but did he have a reach?
Wait,
Let me
can they
see
breathe
what
on land?
this
Yeah,
guy-
he didn't have a reach, but he was aware there.
Amphibious. Think
Oh,
frog.
How long can they breathe on
Let's see.
land?
with the strength of 35.
Because so.
Probably an hour. So
Wait, so we would have, what do you have to
No, no,
do?
and then his hybrid, hybrid bear form, his strength was
I can swallow it. Immediately dead.
it's dead.
Uh-huh.
Smite
With range
inside.
is 300 feet.
No, there's just like a whole campaign just inside a unit. Not a
How much health does it have?
There's the
I just want
game.
to see what this. Oh, it only has a 30-foot reach with its tentacles.
yeah.
That's crazy.
What?
Man, that should be like 100 feet.
Yeah,
That would be taken.
although,
That is a nothing.
that armor right there, that type
Oh,
of armor is what I did.
I think this must be a juvenile kraken.
Well, Kraken aren't as big now in D&D as they used to be.
Let's see. It's got 472 hit points.
That's not as
So
much
far,
as I
you-
thought.
It's immune to
Party of 4 is
lightning,
level 23.
bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Uh-oh, it's immune to, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing.
It cannot be frightened or paralyzed. It has true seeing, so you can't sneak up.
Yeah, just
Blind
put it
it?
in water.
You probably can.
Is it blindable?
I don't see.
Is it blindable?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have spell resistance, so
More
you
difficult
know,
terrain, magical effects can't.
you can hit it. The only problem is its saving throws are like plus. The worst one is dexterity.
Oh,
Only has plus 7 on dexterity.
Only plus 7.
But it's like plus 11, 13, 14,
The
17,
max I can get is like,
plus 17.
Ideally, you're not putting it in
Yeah.
water because
You just like
a multi-attack of 3 because plus 17 to hit.
It can't speak. It understands a bunch of strange
Oh,
language.
yeah, well-
Swallowed.
addition.
This is
to roll
to take
But it has
12
telepathy.
d6 after damage.
So it can speak in your mind.
Yeah.
And you automatically understand it because it is telepathy.
So even,
Well, I thought telepathy that you had to share a language. Is that not true?
That
An
one,
accident can create some
I don't
level
know.
of lightning.
Spells.
what? See, I've been saving this dice for a boss. So, I can.
Imagine if we just like put him in a
That's that
bag
lucky dice.
of
Or it
If
says
you roll
layer
that, you
action.
could change it to one number.
although we
Well,
don't
or if they
need
correct him, we just put him in a bag of
cannot-
water and
we
just
don't-
shove him in the
Remember
ground.
this sounds layer actions.
Also, 200 miles in the
Turn
sea.
this thing in.
It's a lot.
I don't think we
when
want to
you're
do it
in
anymore.
a capital city.
I think we just want to put it in a bag of holding and
Especially when it's a Kraken and Kraken food
I don't care who that turn.
Oh yeah.
It's not as dangerous as a track.
I mean,
A million feet per
Kraken
second.
must stay on decent temperatures.
Probably have to-
I don't know. That was pretty lame for a
Sure,
crack.
yeah.
Maybe like,
What was it?
Fishes in water.
The movie Clash of the Titans or something like that, where they had the Kraken. That thing, man, its tentacles were like 300 or 400 feet long.
it only moves 60
like,
feet. Its speed is 60 feet when it's swimming.
No, for that one, the Kraken was like more humanoid than a squid.
Are you
And that
Anthony?
one, the Kraken was more humanoid than a squid.
Are you guys looking up the Kraken?
Yeah.
Regional effect.
Are you guys not gonna look at all the pluses it gets to literally everything?
Well, no, we saw it like plus 17 or
Yeah,
something.
it's a beast.
Challenge rating 23.
What is? Oh, the challenge rating, yeah.
So party of 4 needs to be level 23.
Well, you know what's amazing is it, other than its speed of 23, it doesn't have any escape thing. It's much harder to get a creature that can teleport. If it were smart, it would like go, huh, I'm fighting 12 adventurers and I just got hurt. and it would say, "Screw this, I'm out."
Yeah, but like, this can also breathe in air as well.
Which is why you just want to fight it out.
Yeah, but its movement speed on land is slower than like us walking.
I would think a high-level wizard could beat the Kraken pretty easily. Because you
So
come
you're
in there,
smart about
The
it.
Kraken proceeds to just one-shot the wizard.
So
power
technically,
word
it
kill,
is possible.
teleport away, and say, "Okay, I'll try it again tomorrow."
I mean, you just have to wait until it has 100 or less hit points. First.
Well, you could try
You can technically control it with the command staff.
command
Just
monster.
So
The
if you just like,
what was it called?
Whale on it.
Let's see what
With an 18 AC.
legendary.
so you could just cast fireball from like 100 feet away. 300 or over.
There's three legendary
Three
things.
wizards.
Lightning storm.
Fireball at like 9th level. Or whatever the highest damage spell.
It just makes darkness.
Immolate, I think, is stronger.
Well, what would be easier to fight it? Out of water, in water? Out of water.
Yeah, Emily is stronger.
You have to fight it where
What's
it
his
is.
advantage to wisdom?
If you can control where it is, you've won.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win that.
I'm not gonna win
No, you are not gonna
that. I
win that.
can't just curse it.
So if you're able to technically control it, he rolls really bad.
It's not. If it rolls really bad, it still passes.
Well, if it
Plus-
rolls, what if he rolls a nat 1? If he rolls a 3 on his strength, he still gets a 5
It rolls a 6.
No, but we don't play it this way because it's a fun game. But if this were real life and you were gonna die, you would not go into a dungeon until you knew what was in the dungeon. You'd send in familiars and you'd scope through their little eyes. You'd hire
Okay, so
minions
some
and
of the
send them
crap.
in while they die and their gruesome deaths or whatever.
Almost.
And then you would say, okay.
Practice on deceiving them and saying it's
Once you knew what you were facing, you would prep all the right spells and get all the right things and just kill it.
So he says, Gerald Axel comes back into the meeting area. So, what have we decided?
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in.
He says, all right then. Well, then please.
Now that we've committed, we know there's no such thing in this world that's perfectly safe. Please let us prepare for whatever the hellish horror is down there. What hellish horror is down there? We're
So-
in, okay? We're in. You
He
don't have
says-
to worry about it.
Well, a couple of them. The first of which, I don't know how much it will affect us, but the Eyecatcher may be in some danger of it. However, my first mate may be able to have that part of it under control. He says the biggest issue that we'll run into is that there are strange weather patterns all across the sea, especially in this area, and it seems like this area is the epicenter of this peculiar weather. Usually, so right now it is would be the month of Aphaeus, which is would be August. But for some reason, they're usually this time of year it's fairly calm at sea. But there have been gale force winds, the occasional water spout, things like that in the area.
Are you aware that this is in character, by the way? Are you aware that Krakens actually have influence on the weather?
I am.
Those are just sailor tales.
Yeah.
No, it's actually
Yeah.
sailor tales.
He says, I am aware that Kraken can affect the weather patterns. So I am aware that this map of the topographical area, there's a cave, but there's also numerous shipwrecks in the area. It is possible that this could be a lair of some kind.
Okay.
some of my early scouting that I did with the Markanoff, I have seen Salhagen and merfolk in the area, and we were attacked by a giant shark.
Oh, that's even better.
But aside from that, I didn't see any evidence of a kraken per se.
So far.
Okay. Is that the extent of your knowledge of what?
It is.
Well, then I guess we're proceeding to the point and disembarking and going after whatever it is you found.
Okay. I will make guest cabins available for you up on the Eyecatcher. Let's all reconvene up top side, and we will set sail immediately.
Do you have access to emergency backup potions of water breathing that we might borrow in case these suits fail?
Yes.
Okay.
How long do potions of water breathing?
Just an hour, I think. I don't know. Most potions are like an hour. Yeah, it says 1 hour.
Is it 1 hour?
Yep. But it's basically a get out of trouble if your suit's ruptured and you're underwater and you're in.
My travel book. When did you come back?
So the helmets on these suits act as a cap of water breathing, and the boots are kind of webbed into a short flipper. They act as boots of swimming.
Nice. Okay.
So you climb back up the ladder into Zardoz's cabin on the Eyecatcher, and once again Jarlaxle appears to be Zardoz Zord as soon as he climbs out, and he sets you up with guest cabins below decks on the Eyecatcher, and it doesn't take very long before you can feel the ship is actually underway. What is your character's background? Should be on your front sheet.
The front sheet?
Yeah, very top. What's it say for your background? He's an outlander. What's your background?
Criminal.
I did.
Liam, what's your character's background?
Folk hero.
Hermit.
A what?
Hermit.
Same?
Sage.
Sage. Okay. Everybody make a DC 10 Constitution saving.
My Twinga help?
Your Twinga can't help.
20 plus 4 is 24. I did.
What was it? DC 10.
DC 10 Constitution saving.
Oh, I did.
God, I rolled a 10, but I have a -1.
No.
I help.
I'll use my luck.
I kind of 14. You did an extra
What-
one. You got.
What is your charisma? What is your charisma bonus?
Charisma?
Yeah.
Well, I'm already being
So you get a +3 to that because you're near the paladin.
Mine is, I don't know.
13.
And I pass.
think
So everybody passed? Okay. So you all are, for just a moment you're a little queasy, but then you get over it and you get your sea legs.
Seasick, I mean.
Go to the surface, feel the wind blowing in your face. It's all better.
Lean over.
Of course, the rest of us are over there going, chum the water, chum.
Tell Mark cures his seasickness by just flying. I'm just gonna fly over the boat slowly, levitate over this business, like,
So after, it doesn't quite take a day and a half. You can see that the crew starts to pull up some of the sails, and they get to a particular area, and Captain Zord yells out to drop anchor. And
That's a long check.
well, it is. I mean,
It's a world of magic.
Yes.
Of course.
And after maybe a couple of hours of the crew prepping things, he starts to say, well, I think this is the area we'll be able to go below decks. Just a moment.
Ask you a quick unrelated question, Chris.
Certainly.
Dagalt Neverember is in hiding, yes?
No.
No.
He is.
His whereabouts are known?
Yeah. So when Neverember was Open Lord of Waterdeep, he had hired mercenaries from Mintarn to flesh out the navy of Waterdeep. And that didn't sit very well with a lot of the masked lords. And when the masked lords voted him out and put Laryl Silverhand as Open Lord, he left he left Waterdeep for Neverwinter. And that's the other part of it, is that he had been funneling a lot of Waterdeep's resources into rebuilding Neverwinter. And because Neverwinter was decimated in the volcano when Mount Hooknow erupted. He left and took the Mintarn mercenaries with him and took direct control of Neverwinter. Now there's a lot of people in Neverwinter that have an issue with that because he is not the legitimate leader of Neverwinter either. And so far, he has gone to clandestine lengths to put down any insurrection or anybody who is the royal line from taking control. There is some suspicion that he's gone so far as to have some of these people killed.
So I guess my follow-up question is he really a dirty rat bag? Well, I guess it's kind of like an out of character, kind of like, I'm just wondering, like,
he's a
remains to be seen.
He's a very complex person. A lot of the stuff that Neverember does isn't necessarily bad for the city or whatever or region that he's working with. But there's also the reality that almost everything that Dagult Neverember does benefits Dagult Neverember. So, in my opinion, he's kind of a dickbag. But that's my opinion. He's not a good guy. There's no way that he's a good guy.
I will tell you that Telfar is wondering who would be a good person who deserves to be set up and framed if that topographical map or whatever were to suddenly appear in their possession, and maybe they were implicated in the violence downtown, and maybe associated with, I don't know, some polar bear issues. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Telfar is thinking of, like, you know, who's gonna go down that needs to go down.
Dagult Neverember is very selfish. I would say that he's, and I haven't looked at his stat block, but I would guess that he's probably lawful neutral. I don't think that he's as selfish as being, like, neutral evil. But I would definitely say he's probably lawful neutral. He is in it for himself.
Well, that in and of itself isn't really enough to try to, you know, take people down and mess with them.
But he has made, and this is outside of the books. He has made specific overtures to maintain his control of Neverwinter. So, and I mean, there were some quest lines where, like, the crown of Neverwinter was missing. And when it's found, what happened to it? Nobody knows. The royal line that was supposed to be in control of Neverwinter suddenly goes missing or is killed. And there's no answer as to who did that. And other than, oh, it was a mercenary or there was a cult involved. Who told them to do that is never answered. I don't think that Neverember he's definitely not a good guy. But like I said, that doesn't mean that everything that he does doesn't benefit the region that he's in.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to get too far off course here.
No, you're fine. So he says he yells out, oh, well, it appears that this is the location and we are ready to let's get down to the Marpanoth and we can get down below. And as he says that, climbing up over the edge of the boat are Salhagen.
What's a Salhagen?
Salhagen are like Murlocs.
Basically just Murlocs with sharpshooter.
At least they don't create their own gods.
That's true. It could be Kuatoa. Those are.
They need to die.
What do you got against those Kuatoa?
They take a whole bunch of trash and sew it together and create their own
They
gods.
create their own gods. They need to die.
I struggle understanding the god system in D&D. Like, when the god doesn't just exist, does it have all the powers that you give it? Or is it already there and they just
It's just waiting for a portal into the world, waiting for people to worship it.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many weird gods are there? Just floating out in the void of nothingness, waiting for some
Only the
sentient place.
Kuatoa can open that.
It's like, hey, what if we come up with a god, or like maybe they somehow just telepathically say, hey, I exist, worship me, and just threaten the hardcore.
They deserve to die.
Let me set this up.
Yes. No. That's a little thirsty.
On your own dime. Where you have to go are the bars that are in that room.
That is neat. No, I like the guy keep the mystery.
They had karaoke bar that we went to that was outside of Vegas. We went there again.
Okay. There are 5 Salhagen, a Salhagen Baron, and a Salhagen Priestess. Everybody roll initiative.
And is that 5 plus 2, or is it 5 including those 2?
No, it's 5 plus 2. Shamish, what'd you get? And Aaron.
21. Let's see. My dex is 27. Aaron will go first. Unless you want to. Okay, so yeah, he goes first.
Okay. Narate.
22. Where's the water, right?
No, he'll go first.
No, I insist. After you.
Telfar, what'd you get?
12.
And Thrick.
Switching.
We'll call them bad, we'll call them good.
And Cancel.
We'll call them
15.
good.
Okay. Narate, what would you like to do?
I'm going.
So you have a Salhagen that came up on the deck right behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna smack it.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not supposed to leave yet.
Does a slot 20 hit?
It does.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better than that.
And this is late in the evening, or did it? Or night?
It's about midday.
It's midday.
It's taking you about a day and a half. So it's about
29 damage.
29?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you hitting him with?
Huh? My great axe.
Okay. So you slice through this Salhagen and drop him into the ocean, and you just see you can see he falls into 2 pieces, and
Sharks
with
come up and
there's blood and guts floating in the water now. You don't see any sharks yet.
It takes a while.
yeah.
Oh man, I could use that body.
Is there anything you want to do with your bonus action?
Did your helper come along?
I would assume so. I put him on the boat.
Yeah, my helper did come along.
Yeah, your sidekick can do something.
My sidekick. He's going to attempt to hit the priestess with a witch bolt.
Okay, hold on just a second before you do that.
Are there any in the water still coming up? Or are they all made up on the ship?
You don't see any more in the water.
Too bad. We can't experiment to see what a witch bolt does when it hits the water.
Nothing. I'm gonna fuck her.
Crab boil.
Yeah. Fish float out of it.
Well, we found a new way of guaranteed dinner.
Deep fried Salhagen.
Better way of going fishing.
Why do you use flame?
Okay. We like to hang out with anybody the first day and go to any function thing. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Roll. So who are you hitting with the witch bolt?
The priestess.
Okay.
And that's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Other day. Hey.
keeps concentrating on it, then the next turn Witch Bolt does damage again.
Okay.
The only time that either he has to stop concentrating, lose concentration, or if the target moves out of the range. Shamish, what would you like to do? Oh, you're not even on the board yet. Where's your Mage? Right there. You have a Salhagen right in front of you.
Cool, I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
Let's go level 2.
Okay.
So 25 then?
It does. Okay.
What? 31. I always forget the average strength.
Okay. He is not.
He's not dead.
He's not. But he is really messed up. Your next attack.
I'm just gonna hit him. I don't think I'm gonna use mine. I think I'll need it.
It does.
Okay. So, anything above 15 is above. Sure, same.
Okay. So you slash this second Salhagen, and he dies. Okay, Aaron, what would you like to do?
I will. Now, I'm looking at the scene and I see that Narute has engaged a spellcaster, or at least one who looks like they might be a spellcaster.
Yeah, she is wearing robes made out of
Fish scales.
fish netting with fish scales and shells and whatnot, and she has some kind of staff made of coral.
I will back up Narute's
Are you
there.
diving down
No,
from the?
I'll pull out my
Oh, you're gonna shoot from the crow's nest?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me get that all prepped up, and boom! Bango! 24 to hit, will hit,
Yes.
and there's 11 plain old damage, plus another 15, so a total of 26 damage.
Okay.
And I will, let's see, did I use anything? No. I will call upon the power of the chicken god,
Oh my!
Surtur.
Oh!
Okay.
And this kind of waste, but 21 will hit.
Yes. anything else you want?
I used my bonus.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay up there in the crow's nest.
On Thrig's turn, she uses a legendary action and casts Mass Healing Word on herself.
Can I try to counterspell?
You can.
Yeah. Come on,
So-
cancel.
Wrestling words.
Yeah, it's a third level spell.
Sort of automatic.
1d.
So if you counterspell, it automatically cancels.
So I don't need my 27 when I roll.
No.
That would have been good for a 4th level spell.
Thrick, what would you like to do?
I am going to walk up to the wizard and cast Bestow Curse.
Okay.
Wizard has like an arrow poking out of his shoulder and
Yeah.
one of them through the ear and into the back.
So curse means that she's at disadvantage for everything that she does, and everybody else has advantage on her. Is that right?
No, I get to choose the effect.
Oh.
First she makes a wisdom save.
Okay.
Explosive.
She got a 16.
Ooh, that barely failed. This DC was 17.
Oh.
Let's see. The target has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws. Made with let's go with wisdom.
Okay. Wisdom is her spellcasting ability.
Disadvantage on saving throws and
Okay.